Okay, everyone, hello and welcome to the Let's Talk About It episode 5. And hi, Jale, how are you?
Hi, Jamal. Nice to start this again.
And
We
happy
don't.
Valentine's Day. Today is
Happy
the day of
Valentine's Day
life,
to you.
love, right?
Yes. Did you remember to do something for your wife?
Yes, of course, of
You
course.
did.
Yes, red
We just.
roses, which
Oh, really?
we,
Oh,
yes,
that's really nice.
which is banned in many Muslim countries. Actually, in some Muslim countries, today it's not allowed to sell
Yes.
red
Yes.
roses. We will
Yes.
come there. We will come there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
I forget, Jale, thank you for your book. I received
You
it
welcome.
yes
You
some days
welcome.
ago, and thank you
Yes. You
for
welcome.
that. And
Yes.
thank you for mentioning me.
Oh,
I
of
have
course.
read it.
Of course.
You know,
Yes. Of course.
thank you so much. And about
Of
this book,
course.
one day we have to have a special program after I read
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Of course. Thank you. Of course.
Yes, today is like we said, it is the day of love, like
Yeah.
and Valentine's Day. But it is also today in many Muslim countries. It is anti-Valentine's Day. Did you got
Yes.
that? In some countries, like for
Yes.
example, Pakistan,
Yes.
Indonesia, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia,
Iran
and
even
Iran, right? Iran,
it's a
yes.
problem. Yes.
But it is not
I
only like it's not only in these countries like state Sharia police or moral police is like going
Yeah.
around looking for girl and man together if they are not married, or looking for
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
shops who are selling red roses. But
Yeah.
in the other side, in many Muslim countries where there are not Sharia police, moral police, there is people reacting if they see something. And this
Mm-hmm.
is very sad to see.
Yes. And I remember maybe 15 years ago or something, I went to Iran and I was a left wing,
Yeah,
socialist person. I went to Iran and I saw everybody was having, Valentines, and they asked me about how do you have, celebrate Valentine. And I was like, what? Do you celebrate Valentine? That's an American thing, and so on. And they were like, yes, we love it here. We love to give hearts and chocolate and roses. And I was like, what? And actually, at that time, Valentine hadn't even come to Denmark. Valentine is big now in Denmark, but at that time, it wasn't at all that big in Denmark. Um, so it was very funny to see young people, they loved Valentine's Day,
yeah.
because because they know the meaning of love, because it's always been a forbidden fruit, right? It's a
Yeah.
forbidden thing uh, to
But
have.
all things actually all these reactions like anti Valentine's Day, it shows again that Islam have problem and phobia against many things, all things
Yes.
actually outside
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
Islamic thinking. And this
Yes.
is the actually we can see the Islamic ruling on why it is banned or forbidden. It is one of the things is imitating non-Muslims are forbidden in Islam.
Yes.
Not it is forbidden to imitate their celebrations, their food, their clothing, everything. But on the other side, actually love is forbidden
Yes.
in Islam. We
Yeah.
will come there too. But
It's
let me just look
yes.
to the one of the world's biggest fatwa website. It is Islam question and answer. It is both on Arabic and English. Here
Mm-hmm.
says like then we can understand why actually many Muslims doing like anti celebration Valentine's Day. What is
Mm-hmm.
the ruling on celebration Valentine's Day? Yes. Celebrating Valentine's Day is not permissible because it is an innovated festival and it promotes love and infatuation. What a joke. You see, the reason why they don't want to celebrate it, it is because of innovation festival
Promoting,
from non-Muslims,
promoting
and it promotes, yes, love.
love.
Yes, and it is.
What a horrible thing.
Yes, and see the detail answer. Okay, we can just go down there. It's many bullshit there.
It's what they call bida, right?
Yeah.
Bida is you know, it's innovation in Islam. That's forbidden. Anything new in Islam is forbidden. Isn't that called bida?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And
As
like
if
say,
I remember correct. Been a long time since I used that
yes.
term.
And celebrating Valentine's Day is not permissible for a number of reasons. Okay, let's see that.
Yes, it's
Number one,
bida is innovation. Yes.
yes, it is an innovated festival for which there is no basis in Islam. Because Islam is not only a religion, it's like they say, it's a way of life. And this is what Western countries and people in the Western especially doesn't understand. Like they look Islam like one religion, like spirituality. It has
And
nothing to
if you
do.
don't have, if you have, it's even worse, because if you have a religion and a judicial system and a political system within one thing, and you don't have room for love, if you don't want to promote love, think about it. What is it then? It's promoting everything
Promoting
else.
jihad is okay.
Yeah, promoting violence, promoting honor killings, promoting everything of that sort is okay, but promoting love is a problem. And also,
Right.
one time I went to, you know, these sites, you know, probably you know them, Islam Q&A.
Yeah.
uh, Islam Q&A, it's from, I think, Saudi Arabia, but the Danish one, I read a lot there, and I also copied a lot. It's
Yeah.
gone now because they had problems with, they had a school and it was, you know, they had problems. So the webpage islamqa.dk is gone. So he was the mufti or the mullah there. He was saying, um, love is actually a sickness.
Right.
It's nothing that we want in our lives, because love is actually a sickness. So they didn't even, you know, within a marriage or within, you know, anything, love is not very important, because, you know, honor is important, everything else is important within the structure of marriage and you know, family and so on. But love, that is a sickness. It's
Yeah,
a
but it is
mental
because,
sickness.
yeah, but it is because, it is a man religion. They believe uh, all things is in the world for men, right? And when they look woman only like who you can have sex with, and who is like a birth machine and a house cleaner and like a slave and helper of men. And
Yes.
then of course love is not there, not in the Quran, nowhere.
Yes.
you know uh,
Yes.
uh, Even the marriage, what they translating as marriage in Quran is actually the F word. You understand?
Yeah.
F U C
It's
K.
permissible fucking, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
uh, and this is the truth, like you can remember too, because your childhood, you were in Iran when you were a child.
I was only
Did you
9 when I came. Yes.
did you never see like it is really dangerous to meet a girl even in a cafe and drink something,
People
because
are crazy in
yeah,
Iran.
you are getting terrified because of, if her family see that, what will happen. This is the reason, there is a lot of, like, Muslim countries have high rating when it's about honor killings.
Yes.
And it is not only about people are killing their wives,
It's
or
parents.
their daughter,
Yeah.
but they are killing even if they only see their daughter or sister with someone,
Yes.
and it will be over, actually. And this is the
Yes.
reason, when we cannot talk even about love, because they have never had sexual revelation, the equality between men and women. This is not existing in the Islamic
It's
world. And
not even.
uh,
Yeah. And you know what? It's true because I'm actually there are a lot of honor violence in Denmark, and I would bet that it's the same in Norway and Sweden and other
Yeah, everywhere.
European and Western countries. There are a lot of honor violence and even honor killings, but it is very hard for the judicial systems in Western countries to understand what is an honor killing. For instance, there was a 16 or 17 a very young boy who killed his mother because she
Yeah,
was in Denmark because she was a non-believer. She was
yeah,
kafir.
yeah,
So he plotted with his father against his mother, and he killed his mother with a knife. And the father had arrangements with him, but it was not, because even we have the in the judicial system we have honor killings now. Even though we have this, the court didn't rule honor killing, it ruled killing in cooperations with others.
yeah.
But
You know,
this was
Jale, I
yeah.
have to add there. In Norway too, many Muslim women have been killed by their men.
Hmm.
Even in not so long ago, it's happened. But state and media have stopped to call these things honor
Hmm.
killing. They
Hmm.
don't do anymore, and I'm afraid because of in the last 30 years,
It's the same here.
many organizations getting a lot of money from state to fight so-called against honor culture. And if it's come up with many honor killings, then they will get problem.
Yeah.
Media, state, and all the organization will get
Hmm.
problem, and they will say, "What's happening? You are fighting in
Hmm.
30 years. What's happening?" So they are
Hmm.
hiding the truth, and they don't talk
It's
anymore
true.
about honor killings. But there is a lot of women have been killed
Yes. And, and
in the last
and
year.
in the last 2-3 years, I remember my just from I haven't researched this specifically. I haven't. I just from what I have heard here and there in Denmark, there have been maybe 2-3 where I am certain of the fact that they have been honor killings. And there have been also many attempts, many threats, many people who have gone under, who have gone
Yeah.
under, they just move away from their families, they go into hiding, so on. This is a huge problem, and we are Islamophobic if we talk about it. The media have stopped talking about it. And I also think it's because people are afraid of being called racists, because
Yeah.
you're saying this about Muslims, then you're criticizing Islam. This is a
You,
heads against.
we have to keep continuing talking about Islam and anything else. What this is the only way to normalize freedom of speech. There is no freedom of speech anymore. But let's read one of the most Islamophobic website, which is the most important website of Muslims. They are telling, it is an innovation festival for which there is no basis in Islam. It promotes love and infatuation. This is the reason why they are not celebrating. I thought
Yeah.
I thought Muslims says Islam is love and peace. It calls for hearts to be preoccupied with foolish matter. Yeah, foolish matters like loving
Yes,
loving
it's
someone.
because you should only have
Allah.
a place for Allah. You should not have a place for your children, for your spouse, for your loved ones, for your family. That's not important. The religion is important, right? It's a sect. It's not a. It's. Do you understand? It's.
Yeah.
It's not when a religion is about. People think religion is about loving your family, loving your community, helping your community, and stuff like that, right? That's what Christians think about religion. So they say, well, probably Islam has the same things. I hear this all the time. People who don't know nothing about Islam, they say, but all religions are the same. They have love and they have understanding, and helping the community and helping the poor. No, no, no. This is a totalitarian
It,
regime where love isn't even
Yeah.
permitted.
The only things I remember about love, on one hadith, there Prophet Muhammad says, if you love, like, you cannot love no one other than me. You know, you're more than Muhammad. If you love someone, you are not a Muslim. The only thing you will love. But you know, before
He
I'm
said
closing,
you
yeah.
cannot love anyone, or you should love me. What was
Now,
it? Can you
now
say?
he said, I'm not sure exactly, but it is about that, like, you have to not love someone more than Prophet
Mm. Yeah,
Muhammad.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and like you said, you know what, a religion of joke. Based on this, it is not permissible to sell these gifts and roses. One religion is banning even roses that you
Gifts and
cannot sell.
roses.
Yeah, yeah, and
But you were talking about sorry to interrupt you. I just remembered you were talking about honor killings, right? In Muslim countries and Muslim.
yeah,
I remember my in Iran, what I was as a young person, I thought it was very weird. It was like people, if you met somebody you thought was good looking, they would give you their number,
yeah,
and then you would just have to trust, you know, and go out on a date and go into their cars and go, sit somewhere in a restaurant and hope the police will not see you. And even just the fact that you should go into a a stranger's car, it's so terrifying to me. But young people in Iran, they had to do that if they wanted, to go on
yeah,
dates.
yeah.
And I remember one of my cousin's friends. They had this couple my cousin and her husband, they had this couple, and they found out that the woman was cheating on the husband. So they said they will not tell him because they were afraid that he would kill her.
Mm.
So this is also, it's very normal in Iran. If you find out that your friend's wife is cheating, you have to think: do I help my friend, or do I help her so she doesn't get killed?
Mm.
So it's so
You know,
disgusting the way.
it is really bad and horrifying things. Like when I think, girls and women in the West, how they are, which freedom they have, the
Yeah.
most common, most usual freedoms I'm talking about. But in the Muslim countries, it is a high risky thing, that
Hmm.
very risky, to have a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I remember, even I'm from a so-called secular Muslim country, Turkey. It's not anymore, but even many years ago, it was like, although we went to the same school with girls, but it was very risky to have one girlfriend and go outside and meet somewhere. It is very risky. You have to make a very good plan that no one will
Yeah.
see you with this girl.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about that you are lying with her in the bed, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
even like a
Just talking,
meeting,
just
talking.
meeting. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
someone's seeing this, it will be a problem
Yeah.
for girl, not for
Yeah.
boy. Of course, for boy will be problem from girl's family side, but
Yes.
it is like
Yeah. Yeah.
injustice there. Like every man have girlfriends. Men who killing his sister have even another girl.
Yeah.
There is a lot of, like, double moral too there.
Yeah.
And this the reason, you see these people are saying, sorry, no, I'm Muslim, no Valentine. you know
I can I say something?
yeah,
But can you really have? It seems as if you're not having a love life, it's easy to come and say,
you're
"I'm
right,
not."
right, yes. And this is the making frustration in their lives, and later they go
Yeah.
and rape women in
Yeah. Yeah.
burqa.
Yeah. 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 It's
So
true.
Muslim world needs sexual revelation. Muslim
Yes.
world needs
And
equality
can I say,
between sex.
I
Yeah,
had I have also have had Muslim friends who, I'm sorry, who have not had normal vaginal sex
yeah, yeah.
but has had from the behind.
Yes, but
Because
in all Muslim countries, this is a phenomena because
yes,
of it is
yes,
forbidden. Like a
yes,
girl have to be virgin if she will
yes,
be married, and
yeah,
what they're doing until she get married, she have boyfriend, and they have. This is like genetics. In our
yeah,
genetics, we have hormones. You have
yes.
to do something,
And it's
and
also good, it's also a good thing for society, for your relationship, for
yeah,
yourself, to have joy, because you have to, it's a joy that
yeah,
we have, sex is a joy we have, like eating good food, having good sex. That's a good thing. We should
yeah.
have it, and we should not be afraid of it or ashamed of it, and it should be so normal, and we should teach our children, even in the West now. I think one of the thing that is taboo is talking about sex with children, and teaching small girls, all the feelings that they have, and they're might have they might think it's interesting, with certain subjects, boyfriend, girlfriend, sex. We should talk about it, so it's so normal, so they are very sure of themselves, so when they are 15, 16, 17, whenever they're going to have a boyfriend or something like that, they're sure about what they want, and they don't do anything that they're not ready to do, and they're not doing it in hiding, and are ashamed of it.
I totally
Because
agree.
that's when bad things happen to girls, right? That's when yeah,
It like they doesn't understand, because of the lack of sexual freedom and equality between freedom and equality between men and women. This is the reason that, like you say, they have sex from behind to
yes,
protect virginity, and they have in Muslim world really very high about when it's rape cases and child
yeah,
abuses, and even homophily, gay.
yeah,
But
gay sex,
many
yes,
men, they say they are not gay even because of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
gay for them, who is like uh, it is difficult to explain even.
yeah. It's a give. The giving is not
Yeah,
the
giving
taking,
is like you're a man, taking is you are gay.
is gay.
Very stupid things happening just because of its lack of freedom and equality between men and
Yeah,
women.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
about sexual freedom,
yeah.
and this is the.
And
But in any case, I want to say Happy Valentine's Day to everyone
happy.
because of they deserve love.
May all Muslims have love in their lives, and may
Right.
all Muslims open their hearts for more and more love, uh, for
Love.
each other and for others.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's go to the next topic. It is about this guy. It is Joe
Yes,
Rogan experience.
yes,
There is a controversy happened
yes,
between
yes.
Neil, this,
Neil Young.
yeah, Neil Young. Yes, I
Yes.
love these memes. When you are so woke, you cancel yourself because
Yeah.
uh,
He just came back on Spotify. Do you know this?
no, I don't.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
he just
welcome. He's
came.
welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, he just put his music back. That's what I understood today. People were saying, "Why is he back on Spotify?" But he's back, I think,
Yeah,
on
because he
Spotify.
don't want to lose money. Because
Yeah,
he thought that Spotify will say to him, yes, 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 of course, don't remove
yeah,
your songs. We remove Joe Rogan. But in this
yeah,
case, I'm upset because of how we come to this point. You know,
yeah,
this is not cancel culture. I call this censor culture,
yeah.
censoring, and this,
Yes,
the left wing, especially the regressive left, doing this in the last years very openly, from
yeah,
CNN to Facebook to prime minister or Joe Biden to all the state politicians on the left. They are not shy anymore to say that we will censor this.
yeah,
We want to silence this guy. We want to
yeah,
silence these people. And this is very dangerous thing.
yeah, And
Yep.
I think it's just the fact as when I started being in this, being a political commentator in Denmark, I was, I was just against the Iranian regime at first, right? And I was a journalist. I would go back to Iran. So I wasn't like criticizing Islam for many reasons. But when the more criticizing of Islam I became, the less the media and the politicians and everybody in the elite of the political debate, they would say, oh, you're so controversial, we can't have you.
Yeah.
Right? So and I'm like, okay, tell me, what have I said that was a lie? Tell me what I have said that was not, when I was making up stuff. Tell me one conspiracy theory that I came with that, I didn't. I have never said anything where, the media has said, oh, you said this wrong. Even if I had said something wrong,
Yeah.
people get things wrong,
Why
right?
they don't want to correct you instead of
Yeah, yeah,
want to
yeah.
silence you?
But I haven't
Right?
even done
I
anything
know, I
right
know,
like
I know.
that. But if I had done it, like for instance, Joe Rogan, they say he has put out misinformation, right? So he's
But who
talking
will
with
decide what is misinformation? And then they will say to
yes,
me right now, "Oh, but oh, are you like this too?" No, my friend. If somebody is a joke, if somebody is saying something's very wrong, why you want to remove this person and silence him instead of come with the right information and
yes,
have a
because if you
debate?
have yes, because if you have confidence in you, if you have confidence in your
Yeah,
arguments, and this is the way free speech works, the best arguments wins. This is ABC in Western civilization. This is
yeah,
why we have this
but
big
not
great
not anymore.
civilization.
Unfortunately, not anymore.
No, but this is why we were so great, at least, right? This is why we have done so many things right. It's because we discuss everything from political to religion to everything, economy, even just how to make a product, right? We talk about it. We have this we have these debates, and then we have better results, we have better conclusions together. So if Joe Rogan is very wrong, then confront him with it, say
Yeah,
you
but
did.
actually, Joe Rogan did nothing. This is the problem.
Yes,
Even
yes,
if he did something, but all
yes,
cases about Joe Rogan invited some doctors
yeah, who didn't,
in
yeah,
his some episodes about, I don't believe, more than two, maybe three episode. He had some doctors who were critical to vaccine,
yeah,
and they said their opinions and their even like works they
yeah,
come with. And then this singer Neil Young said to Spotify, either me or him.
yeah,
Can you see this stupidity? How we come and where are we going?
yeah,
That someone says that remove him instead of, why you don't have your podcast and explain the right thing?
yeah. And you know
And
what,
this became, in the
Joe,
same.
yeah,
Yeah, it is
yeah, yeah,
not only about vaccine and COVID. It started with Islam. It's about hate speech. It started like so-called hate speech, and now it's about misinformation. So
yes.
hate speech and
And it's also
misinformation,
about
it's a tool.
racism. If you criticize religion or culture, it's racism. If you say, oh, we need to, we have problems with, if you say we don't, maybe we police brutality and police violence, and the problems we have in the US, there are also cultural issues and so on, then you're a racist. If you just don't say Black Lives Matter
Mm.
and end the discussion there, because of course Black Lives Matter, we should have gone further than
All
that.
lives, all lives.
All lives matter, and of course Black Lives Matter. Why are you in doubt of that? And if you want to confront racism, because racism is real. Then confront racism. Don't confront Joe Rogan. Don't say that he used the N-word and therefore he's a racist, because he's not a racist. I believe that his stepdaughter is actually black, and he has so many black friends, and he has so many black colleagues, and they have worked with him for many, many, many years, and they know that he's not racist, and that now they're standing up for him, and I think that is great. What I thought it was kind of a little funny was that he said it's a political hit job against me, right?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan said that, and I think yes, but dear Joe, I know we are much smaller than you in the bigger scheme of things, but it's always a political job or political hit job when you're trying to cancel somebody because of their free speech. It's always trying to politically rule against somebody because of their free speech that you don't like.
Mm.
So, and I think I hope that, Elon Musk will make, a free speech platform in some way, so we
Yeah,
can have a platform that is free.
I hope too. But so this is the reason why we need alternative
Yes.
platforms. And like I said before too, I hope the new social media platform, the Truth Social, from Donald Trump, maybe will be a good alternative. And I hope
I hope so.
because
I want to join, because I don't have Facebook, and a lot of my followers were on Facebook. So actually, I don't really have that much of a platform right now. I have Twitter, but it's not. It's, in Denmark at least, it's where journalists are, and it's where like very left wing people are. Or they're very nice, they're very political correct and so on. So it's not a platform for me,
yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
there
know,
is more free
but
speech there. I don't know.
we have to try.
Yes.
You see this news there. White House urges Spotify to take further action on Joe Rogan. More can be done. What more can be done?
This
Spotify.
is so frightening to
Yes,
me. It's so frightening.
Spotify removed more than 100 episodes of Joe Rogan because of the N word.
Yeah.
And they put all other episodes, like if there's about vaccine, they put some links like Twitter doing, like this information is not right,
Yes. Yes.
because they decide which information is right, so you can go and look there. So what can be done more? They say just remove actually what White House want to say is remove these people,
Yeah.
remove anyone who have
It's
different
such a
ideas and different.
totalitarian.
Yes.
It's such a totalitarian way of looking at things.
Hmm.
Um, and I think it's frightening. It's when I heard that the White House had anything to say about this. I even in the U.S., where freedom of speech is such a high value, it's a very important value. It's the Second Amendment. It's uh, so I'm really frightened by this
Yeah.
this
And I believe, I can say that unfortunately, the Western countries, majority of them, digging their own grave when it's
yeah,
about the values like freedom of speech and
yeah,
democracy. And this is really a dangerous thing, because all these
yes,
years we had monopoly when it's about news, for example, like what CNN and BBC said in the last 30 years were the correct information, and what politicians says it's the right thing. But after internet and after social media and after many people when they could join the conversation, now they are afraid, like CNN afraid of Joe Rogan, because people watching more Joe Rogan than CNN, and then CNN
yes,
making campaign against Joe Rogan. This is so stupid, because if they had the power, they will close even like Spotify, or they will remove the people who they don't like IDs. So
Yeah.
they want a consensus, and they want their consensus will be the truth, and every people have to obey. And
Yeah.
this is totalitarianism, and this is not freedom.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not freedom of
And I
speech.
said Second Amendment. I of course meant First Amendment. Second Amendment is the right to bear arms in, in the United States. But you know, I think it's really frightening what is going on, and I really hope soon that people will stop this, as you call it, censor culture,
Yeah,
and come back to understanding how important free speech is, and how big of a value it is, and how, if you don't agree with someone and you think they're really in the wrong, then that's when you need the free speech the most, because you battle bad ideas with your good ideas. That's the point, right? So if you don't think I have good ideas, then you come and tell me why I'm wrong, right? um and then of course the greatest argument will win, or at least we will maybe find some common ground to go further, right? To move
yeah.
on from there.
Jale,
That's Yeah.
yeah, tyranny will never work,
Yeah.
because what they are doing right now, I believe in many years, in the last 50 years, in the schools, this was a big problem. Actually, the ground of the problem, original problem, because of schools have been occupied by one ideology. And
Mm-hmm.
this is the unfortunately only left wing instinct of being neutral. And what they are teaching to children all these years, we have them today, a grown up person, these children, or 30 years ago, today is grown up people, and they are in politics, they are in media, everywhere. And they are creating like this culture. This is not a culture. Cancel culture is, we cannot call this. This is like no platforming and censoring, because
Yeah.
of they are even canceling, censoring their own history. And when you
Yeah.
do this, it is really very dangerous,
Yeah.
because it will
It is
be.
dangerous, and I hope you're right. I hope that tyranny will never have any place
Yeah, because they
in the
cannot stop
future.
us. Yes, they can remove us from Facebook, for example, or other
Yeah.
people. We will fight for our rights.
Yeah.
We will tell what we are thinking, and it's so easy.
Yes.
And nobody, I
I
don't know
hope you're right,
why.
but when I
Yeah,
look at what people are teaching school children today, I get even more worried, because my daughter, I think she was in the second grade. She was talking about climate change and so on. She
yeah,
didn't understand anything about it, but she was
yeah,
like, and I said to her, who is telling you all of these things? She said, no, we have found these things out ourselves. This is my opinions. And I was
yeah.
like, you don't even know what you're saying. You're in second grade, right? So
Like
it's kind
they
of
are
frightening.
they are brainwashing children with catastrophical scenarios. It
Yeah.
is from the climate catastrophe. Even soon they are starting telling children about, what about if there will be one innovation from UFOs.
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
it's just or world war theories, or
Yeah, yeah,
Trump.
yeah. When Trump was in
Yeah,
office, many children many people in the,
terrified.
even politicians in Denmark, they would say, my daughter cried when she heard that Trump was coming to Denmark, or my daughter cried because she was afraid of a third world war. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
Why are your children worried about things like that? That's because you're talking about these things with your
yeah.
children, or where your children are hearing about the end of the world all day every day, so of course they're afraid. So I'm really, I hope that people are doing a better job at not indoctrinating children, but I'm not hopeful, because when I look around, I see, when I was 9, I came to Denmark, and I feel that my education was very neutral, right? I don't feel that education is that neutral anymore in the
No.
schools. I feel it's very left wing, and it's very indoctrinating, you know, these ideas about the world is going to end, and the
Yeah.
climate change, and you know, racism.
Yeah.
My daughter, for instance, she said, "Oh, you know what? They showed. You know what they did in class? They show movies from." Not video clips from Danish state television. They make it for children, right?
Yeah.
So every day they show them some things. And she came home and she said, "You know what? They showed us a black man. They showed them George Floyd killing
Yeah.
the video."
It is.
So she said to me, "Oh, they hate black people in America. They are very racist." That's, you know, she thinks that's very normal, you know. It happens.
Black people are killing black people more than white people killing
Yes.
black people.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's, a lot of exactly what I'm telling, the same thing, because of this propaganda. The ideology is they are brainwashing children with it's a dangerous thing, and like, look at this last 2 years with COVID, scary propaganda they
Hmm.
did, and lockdowns, and even some countries like Australia and Canada is really fucked
And
up.
Austria, yeah, and
Uh,
Austria as well,
yeah, but
right? Isn't it Austria?
Austria too, but I don't know so much about this country. But I know I seen a lot of things in Australia and Canada.
I think
you know,
Austria is a European country that they decided to they
like
mandate
mandate.
vaccine.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they can manage that. Now it's everywhere opening. Suddenly in Norway now, from yesterday, it is. We don't need to have
Masks.
masks. Like
Yeah.
COVID is gone in the same day,
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
And
They
now
have
they
to.
say we
They have
don't
to
think the
accept
fourth
critics. Yep.
they say the fourth vaccine, maybe we will not do it. And now they said everybody should vaccinate their children in Denmark. Now we didn't do it because I was like, but it's not dangerous for children, and I don't know what this vaccine is, right?
Right.
So we didn't do it. Now they say you shouldn't, you don't need to vaccinate your children.
Yeah,
So all of these people who vaccinated their children, and also, you know, girls, now the menstrual menstrual cycle
yeah, yeah,
is affected by it, and we don't know many things. I'm not saying vaccines are bad and you
yeah.
shouldn't get. I got 2 vaccines myself. But I think we should also listen to, you know, maybe we should be more careful about just putting 4 vaccines in us when this has not been gone through a normal, you know,
Yes, and even
process.
even they manage to polarize people about vaccine. Like, there are a very big hatred between people who are for the vaccine and anti-vaccine, and
Yeah,
this is scary. I have seen some comments to someone saying to other, "I hope you die. You are
yeah.
anti-vaccine," and
Both, both,
yeah,
both ends,
yeah,
right?
yes, yes.
It's so,
Instead of, we can have open talk about it, and we
of
can
course, it's
accept.
scary. I thought it was very
Yeah,
scary.
if someone has stupid ideas, why canceling them? Why censoring them? Let them speak.
Mhm.
Like, it's about Islam. The same things happening in the last 10 years almost in the
Mhm.
West. Anything you say against Islam, they call you Islamophobe. They call you
Yes.
hater.
I'm
Uh,
even
uh,
afraid when we talk together, when I just when I am very, I try to be, you know, a little bit more careful because I have been censored so much. I
yeah.
don't even know what to do, what to say. For instance, you know, I'm being prosecuted because of I shared a link to a video. Yes, this is what's the book about. And you know what? Today I saw a Danish article about the beheading of an Iranian woman in Iran. You've probably seen it on Twitter.
No,
Uh,
I haven't.
it was yeah, a couple of, I think in last week, I think it happened. There
Yeah.
was a young man, he decapitated his wife, only 17 years old,
Of.
and I think she had tried to escape Iran, and then it was an honor killing, right? So I was like, I cannot share this, even though it was censored pictures, so you couldn't see all of the bad stuff, the blood and the face of the woman and everything you couldn't see. But I didn't dare to share it because I have this case. And also when this another a man, a Sri Lankan, I think, man in Pakistan was burned to death.
Because of
You know,
blasphemy.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I didn't dare to share that either,
yeah.
right? So I think it's I catch myself all the time censoring myself all day long, even just saying I don't like the it's not that I don't like Muslims. I don't like the religion of Islam as it is now. If you want to change it to something more normal and more beautiful, okay, then I will not have a problem with it. But as the theology is now, it's a very bad thing. How can
Yeah.
you even protect it, or how can you even defend it, right?
You know,
But I,
all, yeah.
yeah,
All what they are doing, it's true that you are saying, because of they want that people will have will do self censoring, and they
yes,
are
exactly.
winning with that. A lot of people do have the same situation like you have, Jale.
Yes,
And
yes,
one of them is me and other
yeah,
admins of our Facebook page. We are sharing memes every day, and
yes. You're
and
very nice. You're
and,
very. It's very
and
good.
Arabic translated memes doing wonderful job. And every time, even when I will publish something, I have to think thrice, not twice,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because now we are at the point that Facebook will remove all whole page,
yeah, yeah,
and permanently. They said this, and they even
yes,
put 50% down our viewers,
yeah. This,
before we yeah.
yes, people are talking about shadow banning. Shadow banning is kind of making you almost not available when people search for you and so on,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
your
yeah.
your feed, you're not in their feed as well. They're trying to
And you
restrict
do,
that.
and you
But
don't get
this was,
updates. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And this was only a conspiracy theory, right? People think it's a conspiracy theory that
Oh.
social media are shadow banning. The last time before they permanently banned my profile or suspended me permanently, Facebook wrote, before they suspended me, they wrote, now we have restricted your place in the news feed, so you will get less viewers. They wrote it. I have a
Yeah, yeah,
picture
they
of
do.
it.
They do this
They
openly.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
This is
now
not a
they do it
conspiracy.
openly.
They have
Yeah,
rules, and they say they are doing. I have take many screenshots
yeah, yeah,
about them.
yeah.
Right now, you are banned from Facebook about 70 days, right?
I think more. I think it was 12th of January. It's 14th of February. So it's been more than a month, but I haven't heard anything from them.
And
I
even you are not allowed to complain until like
Yes,
2 months is
exactly.
over, right? It is,
Yes, yes.
so what we
I
will do
cannot
with this platform? So it is very important. I
I
say
cannot
again. Yeah,
complain. Yeah. I
yeah,
cannot complain to, this higher thing that they have. Higher tilsynsråd, it's called in Danish. It's, it's a committee, I guess, that Facebook has, where you can complain about being suspended. But
it is blocked
before,
to you.
yeah, yeah, now it's blocked because they say we have to answer you, then you can complain.
The same.
Uh,
I have this in the whole year. You know, and the other thing they are doing, like both YouTube and Facebook have did this to us. We have no chance to earn money in any way. We
yeah.
cannot have donations. We cannot have nothing because
Yes.
we are bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It's
we do,
amazing. It's amazing.
yeah,
And at the same time, Islamists can do whatever they want.
yeah.
Antifa and the radical left can do whatever they want. All of these people who uh, are calling us racists,
Yeah.
they can, and shutting down, civilized conversation. which is the basis of our democracies, right? They're shutting down. You cannot talk with the radical left about racism and censorship and
Yeah,
Islam, or
yeah,
all of these issues where they will just want to call you racist, right? They
yeah,
don't want to have a conversation. And the Islamists, of course, they don't want to have a conversation either. The normal Muslims, they don't really want the it's a headache for them, right? They don't want to have anything to do with the discussions.
yeah.
So it's very hard also to have a discussion. We
You know,
were
we
talking.
cannot have any conversation, any discussion, any development if they start banning people. Like Memri TV, for example. Memri TV is publishing
Yes,
videos of imams in the all Muslim countries, what they are preaching in the last 30 years.
yes,
If they don't do that, how we will know what they are telling to their
yeah,
communities, right? So
yes,
it is important, even if people are even jihadist or racist or anti-clima or anti-vaccine. I mean, their voices have to not be banned.
yeah, yeah,
uh, of course we can have some restrictions about if something's going like threats going directly to some people and
yeah,
will make their life in danger. This is a crime case.
yeah, yeah.
But
Also, I think maybe what ISIS would do was, and what ISIS supporters would do in when ISIS was a big thing, right? When they had much power in and they were where they had the power actually in Iraq and Syria, they would say make propaganda, and then people will share it, right, as to say we should do jihad, right? I think that should be stopped if Islamists start doing
But
jihad.
but even there, even there, Jale, this is there is a different ways to share. People
Yeah,
are
of course,
sharing
of course.
sharing to expose even many
Yes,
counter
of
jihad
course,
people
of course.
who are
Yes,
working with state,
yes, of
sharing this to
course.
show what they are
Of
telling.
course.
On the other
Exactly.
side, some people sharing to glorify them, and
Yes. And
then the
it's
police
a
can
yeah.
of course
Yes,
follow them. But
exactly.
this means not that
Yes. Exactly. That's what I have also written about in my first book.
yeah,
You should, of course, it should be okay for me to share it and see what are they doing, what is this is going on, right? Or they're killing these people. Look what they're doing. This is going on here and there. And but of course when the Islamists are sharing it to say, you this is your duty as a Muslim to go out there and make jihad, uh, then you should, I think we should censor them and the police should prosecute them, right?
of course this.
That's something else. But the police now is using that against me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because in your case, many people doesn't know, sure,
Yeah, yeah.
but in your case, even when we had prime ministers in Norway, in Denmark, doesn't say anything about it is something
Yes,
Islamic terror or nothing.
yes.
Just two tourist women killed on the mountains
In
in
Morocco, yeah.
Morocco. What the
Yes.
heck? And then, of course, even I publish it, and I have to hear what they said in the video.
Mm,
Even
mm.
I couldn't see the video because I have no. I will be very. It's bad for me to watch it, but
Yeah, yeah,
because I want to know what is this, what's
yeah.
going on,
I
and
did
this is
the
the
opposite
problem.
as you. I turned down the sound. I only watched because I couldn't hear the sound.
No,
Uh,
yes, but
yes.
the thing is that
Yeah.
if state departments is if media is honest and they give the neutral information to the public,
Yes.
then you will not need to prove
No.
what they are telling is not right.
No.
And
At that time, I was writing for Jyllandspost, which is a big newspaper in Denmark. I was a blogger there. Um, when I wrote about what had happened to her, the Danish girl and the Norwegian girl, they were decapitated in Morocco on a tourist hike in the mountains. When I wrote about it, it was 5 days after it had happened. I was the first one to write that a Danish girl was decapitated. A week later, I was still the only one who
Hmm.
had written about it. Whilst, even Moroccan World News, the day of the terrorist attack, they wrote about the decapitation of the girls. Then BBC and Washington Post wrote about the same thing, but the Danish newspapers did not, and it was because I think it was a political decision that Norway and
Yeah.
Denmark made with Morocco. We will not tell what
Yeah,
really
yeah.
happened.
It it
We
it
will,
it
yeah,
it was that, I think next topic is connected with that, what we are talking about, because what these jihadists did, they are telling the world why they did that, but
yes,
our governments, our media don't want to tell why they did that, and what they are saying why did that,
mm-mm, mm-mm.
why they did that. Another case like this case. About 1 month ago in
Yes,
Texas, a synagogue attack happened. It was a 44 years old Pakistani man who living in England, traveled to the United States and have been there about 2 weeks and planned attack on synagogue. His reason was he want he want that some four people in prison in United States to he want to them to be released, and
mainly, yeah,
one of them is Lady Al Qaeda, call it the
yeah.
one woman. And this guy did that, and even we have one telephone call. He called his brother or his nephew, and telling him what he's doing.
I think this
But
is his brother.
yes, his brother, and d- you know many people didn't get this news. This was a jihadi attack, and luckily in synagogue, rabbi and three-person managed to escape after 11 hours. And because of COVID restriction, they had a webinar instead of people will attend the Sabbath.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's happened here?
So scary.
And
Just
in the
look what has happened to the Jewish people in the Western world.
yes,
In less than 10 years, look what has happened to the Jewish minority in the Western world. They are afraid of their own shadows.
yeah,
And this is a disgrace when the Jewish people were the victims of Second World War in in Western world. Now now we're letting them become victims once again, and we're not even talking about what is happening to them.
yeah,
11 hours they were held hostage. People were trying to say it's not terrorism, even
yes.
though everything about it screamed terrorism from the beginning.
Right, and just the day after this incident, after he had been killed by FBI, uh, many newspaper write it like mental issue problem. Every jihadist have mental issue problem. Okay, my friend, I understand they have mental issue problem, but what? So why he did that? He
Yeah,
do that because he want to be a martyr, and clearly we are hearing what he
yeah,
say to his friend.
yeah.
And why, like, don't mention Islam. Have been like a rule for these medias. So anytime happens something's in the name of Allah, in the name of Islam, uh, will be blamed to mental issues, although there is no mental issues.
Hmm.
The man saying he has planned this in the last 2 years. Now he come to the United States to die, to be a martyr. And he
Yes,
want,
and
and
this is,
if you want, we can
yeah,
just play the video. Just a
yes, let's
second.
do it.
We don't need to hear all thing, but where is this? Mm,
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing you said all of those things, because you have to really think about what he's saying,
yes,
because you can hear him and say, oh, he's just a mental patient, right? but you should really hear about you. They're not geniuses. These terrorists. They're not very smart. They
No.
all do this with the aim of dying. Most of them, they want to die. They know that
Yes.
they're going to die within the terrorist attack that they're doing,
Yeah.
especially in the West.
He says instead of living 100 years like a chacal, he want to live one day like a lion. And what's happened in Blackburn? He's Blackburn, and there is a huge Islamic community there, even no-go zones in Blackburn, and they have praised him, and and they said after he died, they said, we hope he will be praised with the highest level of
Really?
paradise. Yes, and it is who write this?
What is wrong
Only,
with Britain? What is wrong?
only Jewish media writing this, not CNN, not BBC. I can share this too, but let's hear
Okay,
first
yes,
what
yes.
he's saying. The guy.
I can't hear it, but maybe. Something's wrong. I couldn't hear it. Could you hear it? Or can you hear me? No sound. There is no sound. People are saying no sound. I think there's something wrong with the. Can you hear me talking? Can you see me? I hear you. Marian is writing, I hear you. I think there's something wrong with the internet connection. I think Jamal has been cut off. Can you still hear me? I'm alone and online. I think something went wrong with the video connection that Jamal had. Can you still hear me, Marianne? Can you write? You were writing before. I don't think no one can hear me anymore. No? Yes, people can hear me. I don't know what happened to Jamal. He was it just stopped. But you didn't hear anything from the tape, but the tape is, I think it's interesting to listen to what he was saying, this guy, because he called his brother, and it's also actually it made me very sad both times that I heard it. uh yeah, he got a curse. Allah, this is Allah's doing. But both times I heard the call that he made for the terrorist called his brother. Actually, I got very sad because this is a very desperate and this is a horrible way of looking at life. And you hear that he has children and he doesn't care about the fact that he's going to leave his children, without a father. And it really hurts my heart to see people, yeah, looking at the world like that, seeing that they're going to go to this god and they're sacrificing themselves with violence, with killing of other people, to go to paradise, and just they don't think about the children that they have, put on this earth. It really made me sad, but also I think it's interesting to look at the psyche of the psyche of a terrorist, and listen to their explanations of. I hope that Jamal will come back, because I cannot even end this thing up by myself. Um, oh, it takes 20 to 30 seconds before I see. But I will just go on for a while until Jamal just, closes off this podcast. Because he has I think he has. Oh,
I,
he's back.
I'm
Yes,
so,
yes.
I don't know what's happened, but I lost my total internet connection.
Yes.
Under playing of the audio voice. I don't
People
know.
were saying you got a curse from Allah.
Yeah, they're right. They're right. It is. You know what's happening? I haven't closed any page. I just lost my internet connection.
Okay, but we're still on and going.
Okay.
But people didn't hear the sound bite
Okay.
of the call. Maybe we could take it again.
I do one more time.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Allah's curse on us is causing us to lose Facebook, YouTube, internet.
Yes, I have to find out because I thought it was the problem, so I closed the video. Okay, I will find that. But the problem is here. You know, the guy is telling that he do this to be a martyr, and he have anti-Semitic hatred against Jews. He say in the end of the video. And he says he planned this in the last 2 years, and now he will go to the paradise. And what is the problem of the media to name the problem?
Yeah.
This is really crazy, and this is what really makes some people lose their faith in anything, any media, any.
I think the media were trying to say that this guy was just out to be killed by the police, suicide by cop, they call it, you just go out and do something stupid and you just wait for the cops to kill you.
Yeah,
right?
and if they mean he have mental issues, how he traveled from England to United States?
Yeah. That's also a good point, because not only he had mental issues, they knew him as a radicalized person. As far as I understand, the police knew about him and his problems with being a part of the radicalized milieu in Britain. Yeah, let's hear it.
I will try to play. Just a moment. Oh, because this is okay. Try one more time.
Yes.
Sound is problem, I think. There.
We'll try it one more time. Or we can just say what, if it doesn't work this time, we can just say what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any sound?
It hasn't started. It's playing now.
No, it's not there.
No, there is no sound. There's no sound, I think. I can't hear anything.
There is no sound?
No, I don't think so. We didn't hear it say. But let's just tell them what it's about then. You can all go. I think it's the Jewish Chronicle, or isn't it?
Yeah.
Jewish Chronicle put out this call from his brother. He made to his brother saying that he wanted to go die now. He will go out to a shootout with police. And maybe you can tell a little bit.
Yes. I will try one more time because it is strange that it is not working. Okay. It's very strange.
Let's try it.
There. Last time trying.
Yes.
There.
We will try one more time to see.
Okay. Now.
It didn't work?
No, I will do.
We'll try.
I have to just open new. There we go.
Yes.
Hello.
Assalamualaikum. Hello.
Assalamualaikum.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm in America. Yeah, I thought I'll just kiss my last goodbye to you, innit?
Well, what's happened?
Yeah, I've took some hostages on. Yeah, I've been surrounded by all my men. I'm in a synagogue. Yeah.
But why are you doing that, man? Why are you doing that for? Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Don't worry about it. Yeah, just do. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You just do what you gotta do. Yeah, I've come to die.
Why you come to die
I
for?
need to do that.
Why though?
I've come to die. I'm gonna take him toe to toe anyway. Listen,
But why,
but I
yeah?
just rang you. Yeah,
But it's a
if
good
I
argument.
said, listen, I promise. No, it's not guna. You want to read?
Jale, do you hear me?
Yeah.
You see how he get angry when his friend,
His brother, I think it is.
his brother look like he's not very religious. When he said that you are doing is a sin, he get really angry to him. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he think this is a not sin, this is a reward.
Yeah.
What is guna and what ain't guna? Okay, I promised my brother when I watched him on that deathbed that I'm gonna go down as a martyr. I ain't gonna let no motherfucker suppress me. I'm surrounded by old mommy, right? I'm in a synagogue. I've got 4 beautiful guys, Jewish guys with me, right? They're trying to play ball with me. I've told them, bring her here. She's got 84 years. They're talking to her because I'm near the prison, FMC Carswell. I'm bombed up. I've fucked every ammunition. I've only been here 2 weeks, right? I've got them all at gunpoint. I'm going to die. I've told them I'll release these 4 guys. I'll come on the yard and I'll have a toe-to-toe with you. Shoot me dead. Shoot her dead. Because I'm dead and she's dead. She's 84 years, right? They've him dead. So you know what? I've just rang you to say, if I said anything wrong to you, I'm sorry. I've told my kids to man up. Don't cry on my funeral. Don't cry on my funeral. Because guess what? I've come to die, G.
But come on.
Okay? I prayed for Allah for 2 years for this. I'm telling you.
He prayed Allah for this in 2 years.
It's so sad.
I'm going back home in a body bag. I'm telling you. I know what I'm doing, I'd rather live one day as a lion than 100 years of a jackal.
By you dying.
Yeah, who gives a Listen to me. Allah said, I've asked Allah for this death, and guess what? Allah's made it. And Allah's with me, man. I'm not worried the slightest. I don't even flinch, man.
You don't need to do this. Whatever you're doing, man, just pack it in. You'll get a bit of time and you'll come out. Money's come back to black. Do you know what I mean? He's come back last week. Do you know what I mean? Done his time. Whatever you're doing, man. Think about your kids, man. Think about the.
No.
These guys are innocent. These guys you've got there, they're innocent people, man.
They will never take another woman from a Muslim. I'm opening the doors for every youngster to enter.
Okay, now I think we don't need to hear the rest because that is propaganda. He encouraging the other Muslim youngster to do the same. Like he says, take Jewish people and take the Westerners. That is just propaganda. Don't need to even hear.
Yeah, we don't need to. But I think it's interesting.
It is sad, of course. But how can we say there is nothing to do with Islam? When you pray to your Allah to become a martyr, then we have to talk about the martyrdom doctrine in Islam. This is the problem in the West.
The woman that he wants to have released, I think a lot of people in Pakistan, even I think the government, I'm not 100% sure, but I think even the government, at least a lot of people, even the Muslim community in Texas said, oh, if we don't know, we also want her released. I think I read this after the terror attack, that even the Muslim community in Texas, they were talking about, oh, if she's framed and if we want her released, this is not the way to get her released, as if she should be released. She took a gun in a military field in Afghanistan and tried to kill US soldiers. So what is this framing thing, right?
Yes.
They think that she's framed. Why should she be framed? All of you jihadis, you're free. You're free walking around Western countries. Why should they frame her? I mean, there is no logic in that.
She got 84 years. It is not because of from nothing. She was a terrorist, and not only she, but he want to release these Jewish people. If state release 4 people from prison, that was his demand, and luckily these people escaped after 11 hours, and these terrorists have been killed and meet his 72 houris, sex slaves in paradise. So it is, of course, said in where we are looking the case in any case. But I mean is that the whole problem is that they are not telling you the truth. They are blaming blaming mental issues, and
Mhm.
they are protecting Islam in
Yes.
every case. Even if people go and kill and even die and say why they will die and why they are killing, like we should not believe them, perpetrators. We will not believe them, but we will believe so-called mainstream media. It is crazy, and this is what they want to do. Like they don't want Islam look bad, but they cannot run away from it
Yes, I just
because
read a comment. Somebody saying, Jamal, say Bismillah first before opening
okay,
the.
okay. Bismillah, Bismillah. You know, I'm uh, I'm sad for Muslims because of they are believing a really a bullshit religion. They have right to believe it, but they have to they must stop with this intolerance and with violence. And
And
this is the
also, you
Islamic
know,
problem. As long as
yes,
they don't do a violent act against non-believers, against even Muslims who they consider uh, as less Muslims. You
yeah,
know, many
yeah.
Muslims like Ahmadiyya, like Shia Muslims, other minority Muslim sects, even are
Alevis in, yeah,
they are in danger. They have been in
yeah,
danger in the last 1400 years, and they have been
yeah,
killed. So Islam
yeah.
have a big problem with tolerance. They have a big problem, and with violence. And these two
And
things have
they're actually the Islamists who have this problem with intolerance. They're actually broadening this intolerance out to, you know, to the society as a whole in Western countries. That is what this cancel or censor culture is about, right? So it's about intolerance. You don't agree with me, I don't want to hear you, I
yeah,
lock you out of
yeah,
our community, right?
yeah,
even in even in dinner, at dinner tables with friends, with families, did political discussions have grown harder in the Western communities, in Western civilization? You have it's harder to talk about vaccines, it's harder to talk about Islam, it's harder to talk about immigration. These topics are so controversial, you stay away from them, right?
yeah, yeah,
If you can, because you don't want to have this clash. But we should be able to have very good informed discussions. And
mm,
if you are a tolerant person, you should be able to listen to somebody else with another opinion, with another view on the world. This is normal behavior in a democracy,
right.
and this is what I think the radical left, but also Islamists are taking away from the experience of being a free society in the West, right?
Yeah. Also,
But I think,
why? Yeah. Also, why not about? Let's talk about the no-go zones in Europe without without getting attacked by words like racist or Islamophobe. Like I read it in an article, and this I checked, and it is true. So like I said earlier, in Blackburn Muslim community page announced that Faisal Akram, the terrorist guy, has sadly departed from this temporary world. You see that what they are saying? They are saying the guy has sadly departed from this temporary world because this is not real life. The real life waiting us after that, and prayed that they are praying that Allah bless him with the highest ranks of paradise. Because in the hadiths, Prophet Muhammad says that the highest rank of paradise, those who die for Allah and be martyr will get. So where is the newspapers will talk about what this community, why they are glorifying him, like like his act is Islamic, and his act have some prize,
yeah,
he will get prize for that.
praise, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And you know,
It's
and
amazing,
Blackburn, and
yeah.
unfortunately Blackburn, there are a lot of number of jihadists traveled to Syria from Blackburn Muslim community. Even the youngest jihadists were from Blackburn
Yeah.
in the history.
And you know what? When I discuss get the ghettos in Denmark with people who are in the political debate. A lot of them, they don't want to criticize Islam. It's, you know, they want to stay away from that subject of Islam and Muslims and Muslim immigration. Okay, but when I asked them, what is your solution then? You want these the ghettos, you want them integrated into society, or you don't? They said, no, we don't. We don't want them integrated into society. It gives us too many problems. It's better for us to have them be over there and accept it for a couple of generations because it's too much of a problem. I say, you think it's going to be a less problem? You wait a couple of generations? You think the problems are going to be more or less? At the same time, the border is open. People are coming in still, right? People who are not willing to integrate. Actually, one of the Afghan, Afghan interpreters for the army in Denmark, they helped them come to Denmark, right?
Yes.
One of them killed his wife the other
Yeah,
day in Denmark.
I heard that. I heard.
So you are telling me we should let these people come here and they will integrate and they will, join our society and no problem. We have already so many issues with integration, with honor killings, honor violence, and so on. We have so many problems with the Jews not feeling safe.
Yeah.
The Danish synagogue in Copenhagen is armed. Is being watched by not the police anymore. It's the military. The military is put in to take care of the Jews. Also, Israel's embassy. It's the military has been put in place to take care of the to take care of the Israel embassy. So what are we doing here? Where are we going here? It's just
And in the same time, Jale, there is no debate, no conversations on mainstream media about why these security reasons. If you want to have solution, you have to talk about it. Why synagogues have to have a big protection in the West? This is a topic. But they are not ignoring, the biggest problem in the West, they are denying the reality and denying the real problems. Like some years ago, when somebody says there is no-go zones in Sweden or in Denmark or in France, they have
would
been
call you racist.
label it racist. And
They will
finish.
still do it.
You are out
They
of
will
discussion. And they are still doing how long they can ignore the fact? How long?
The left wing in Denmark, the party that I was a part of at one time, to this day they say we don't want to get rid of the ghettos. I say, oh, then then actually you're saying I don't want these people coming out and living where I live. That's what you're saying. I don't see them as equal. I don't want them out there in society. I want them bunched up in small areas where they have all of their problems, all of their cultural, social, religious problems. And they have Sharia courts. We know this, but that doesn't matter. It's not my children. It's not my family. It's not my friends. So we're actually having, a lot of different parts of political life in Denmark saying we're for segregation. This is what we're saying. A lot of people are saying, without saying it. Of course, some people are too scared to say it out loud. They say we just don't want them. We will not talk about having ghettos dissolved. But the left wing, at least they're more honest. They say we don't want we don't want these people to live with us. We want segregation. This is what we want.
This is strange because this is strange. They are exposing themselves with saying that.
Yes.
They are, and with saying that they are accepting the problem, but they don't do it with they don't want to do something with the problem, and they want even more problem with export or importing more problems. So
it's the racism of lower expectations. We have talked about it many times, right? It's
I believe that people have to reconsider everything what they did in the last 40 years with immigration, with integration, with Islamic terror. Like everything is stop, and they don't they it is crazy actually how they don't see what anyone can see easily, like this terror act. This have to bring, if everything was normal, this have to bring a big debate about why people attacking, because it was not first time in Texas what happened some years ago, a deadly terror attack. Yes, another against the same synagogue. Why there is I believe
there
that.
was. Oh,
I believe
sorry,
it.
I didn't know that.
I will not be sure it was the same or not, but a synagogue attack happened some years ago in Texas. A deadly attack. And but in any case, there have to be conversations and debates about everything, our problems, and only that can bring a solution to problems. And this is not happening. And more censorship, more labeling,
shaming.
They cannot
work.
They cannot fix problems with using hate speech or canceling or no platforming. This is not way.
But also a lot of people are afraid of just being called a racist, or just being controversial, or even criticizing Islam. It's such there is so much self-censorship, as you called it, right, as you were talking about. And I think we need to, we were also talking about this debate with the apostate prophet. And Ali Dawa. And
let me find
I say, how can he have this much patience talking with this guy? I mean, I don't understand. My patience is not that great that I will listen to this guy. I think maybe it's more it's better to just make fun of this guy, or criticize him without direct talking to him, but I mean, of course, we're actually, that's not in the way we want it. We want communication, right, with people we don't agree with. But he's just, it's not a fruitful, it's not constructive, criticism. It's not constructive debate. It's very he was putting grapes. I have strawberries. He was putting grapes in his own mouth, and somebody was putting grapes in his mouth. It's just.
Oh, there is.
Yes.
Let's see that.
Of course, I can refute it. Based on what exactly is a God, the necessary being? Explain it to me.
Again, King Cream in here. Don't be jealous.
Based on what exactly is God, the necessary being?
Can you
Based on what is God, the necessary being?
Yes, I will.
Click. Once again, I said to you, we have dependent.
Based on what exactly is a God, the necessary being? Explain it to me.
All right. Jale, Apostate Prophet is doing very good job, and someone criticizing him and saying that why he wasting his time with these clones.
Yes.
They have right. But in the same time, I believe he's doing this very good, and he have to continue with that, because
he's doing God's work.
Because these guys like Ali Dawa, Muhammad Hijab, and other Islam apologetics, they have a huge followers. Even if Apostate Prophet debate with him or not,
yes.
So they will have this community. But when Apostate Prophet doing this so-called debate, have nothing to do with debate, then he exposing this guy to his community, to Muslim community, and there are a lot of Muslims are really angry to this guy, and they understand that this guy actually have no knowledge about Islam.
He's a joke.
Yeah,
Didn't he
he's a
say?
joke because he's
Didn't he
with, do you know
say,
what
"I'm
he
a
did?
king. I'm like a
Yes.
king. Don't be jealous because you're eating grapes." And I said, "This is." I wrote on Twitter. I said, "This is a woman's hand giving. Isn't that her aura? You're." And
Yeah.
some Islamist said, "No, it's a man." So I said, "Isn't that a little bit gay? And then aren't you against homosexuality? Is homosexuality haram or not? I don't understand this. Then, what is this about?"
You know, all this guy doing, or all what they are doing is calling ex-Muslim like they want to prove. I don't know. They want to prove that ex-Muslims are not ex-Muslims. Ex-Muslims were not Muslims before. You know how what a stupid thing. But only thing I can criticize, not criticize apostate prophet, but give advice. With these guys, you cannot, don't let them debate about God. Debate about Allah. All the time, you know, Muslims, when they are debating, they're bringing the God. Stop talking about God. I want to talk about Allah. Prove me your Allah is exists. You know, they are talking around the topic, like existence of God, or we don't know, man. We don't know what is out there. You calling God, but what's mean with your God? Is it energy? Have body? Muslim God have body. Then he have to be bigger than universe. We are talking about a giant, you know, many stupid things, and these people just playing games. Actually, it is about popularity or money. I don't know,
For
but
me,
yeah,
I didn't have the patience to look at him. I didn't have the patience
I
to
could never
listen.
have. I could never have.
Listen to him because it's just. But I guess you're right. People are looking up to him. He has a big following and
Yes,
so on.
it is important that they can be exposed,
Yes.
and this is
Yeah.
what Apostle Prophet did. He exposed him, like Christian
Yeah.
Prince exposed Muhammad Hijab.
Yeah.
Muhammad Hijab, the guy friend of him, you know, they made it a plot to
But you know what?
Christian
A lot
Prince.
of Muslims think that he was cool for doing that. I don't understand even the mentality. What is cool about this?
Of course, there will
What
be like these people too, but there are
But
many
what
other
is cool
Muslims.
about this? I mean, look at
Yeah,
this. What is
yeah,
cool about this? You
yeah.
get even. I mean, you're getting a man to put something in your mouth while you're eating it from. I mean, it looks sexual, right? So what is this about? I don't even
You know,
understand.
and I'm more interested even about the level IQ, the IQ of the level. Why? Because this guy saying to Apostle Prophet, "I want you have you cursing debate with you." You know, the
Yes.
Islamic debate is Islamic debate according to Quran. You bring your mother, I bring my mother. You bring your father, I bring my father. You bring your daughter and family and all the clan, and I bring my, and we curse each other. We will see who have the right. Like I will curse, I will say, if I'm not right, I hope I will die tomorrow. Or if I'm right, I hope you will die tomorrow. Okay, like this thing. In the desert of Arabia in the 7th century, this was the method of the debate method of the prophet.
Yeah.
Because you know, and even actually he did this many times with someone to prove he's a prophet. You know how? He assassinated person some days after he cursed them, and then said, "Look, he died because I cursed, so I want." You know, many stupid things. And then when debate starts with opposite prophet, the guy saying, "Yes, you see, you have never been Muslim because you should know that we couldn't have cursing party because you are not a Muslim." What? This guy, no. This guy just accept opposite prophet because he want to talk with you. Okay, come, curse me, curse you. No problem. Like you know, I don't know. These people is
It's so out there, and also I didn't really watch it fully either. Did you watch the
I hadn't
Muhammad
patience.
Hijab? Muhammad Hijab had a discussion with Jordan Peterson.
Yes, I watched. I watched.
You watched it?
I watched.
At what point he started reading the Quran or something?
Yes. Do you know why? Because Muslims believe this Quran verse is proving that Islam is true. Why? Because if a Muslim recite this Quran verse, then a non-Muslim will be a Muslim when they hear it. But Jordan Peterson didn't accept Islam, so Islam failed. And even if you read this stupid
Oh my
verse,
God.
after this stupid verse, many bad things, but he doesn't read that. It is
Oh,
like
he said bad things to Jordan Peterson? Or
no,
what?
no. I
No?
mean, it's, the verse which he is quoting is a stupid verse in any case. But even if
I
he,
just found it funny because I saw the clip and he was just sitting there. What is happening?
yeah, and
he
Jordan
was just-
Jordan Peterson asked him, okay, but can you please explain to me why you had to sing in this way? So
Yeah.
what was
What was the
and,
point?
and why you are laughing? You know,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
but you know,
But I think
sometimes
it's very important, as you say, one way or another, whether it's Jordan Peterson or Apostate Prophet or whomever, if you can get yourself to talk to these people, get information out there, take these discussions with them if they're, but it's always a very hostile environment. That's what my problem. It's always like, I like also, you may know him, Steven Crowder. He has this concept where he sits out with a sign. He says, abortion is wrong, change my mind. He's a conservative guy living in the US. Or he says something, and he goes to left-wing people, and it's always like shouting at each other, like
yeah,
it feels the same way with Islamists, right? If
yes.
we are so lucky to get them to talk to us, it's always uncomfortable, as it's very uncomfortable.
So
it's not.
it is almost impossible to have a real debate with any Islamist.
Yeah,
This is impossible.
yeah,
But it is okay to expose them, and because they are
to
exposing
try to, at
their
least.
self.
Yeah.
I will send you a link of so-called debate between Christian Prince and Mohammed Hijab. That what
Oh,
you are
really?
telling.
Yeah,
That what you are telling is exactly what happened. Shouting and muting, shouting and muting. They didn't even let Christian Prince talk.
Yeah.
Because the guy Christian Prince, they cannot debate. These guys cannot debate with his toes even.
Yeah. Yes.
No. And what they will do then? They will try to make a picture about him that this guy hates Muslims. Say, look, he said Muslims women
also,
are whore.
Yeah.
But look at the context.
Yeah. This is also what they're trying to do with apostate prophet, because Ali Dawah was trying to say, all of the words that you're saying are actually, being used to hurt Muslim hijabis, or attack me, or run me over, or pull my wife's scarf off.
Victim mentality. They go back.
So he cannot criticize your religion because that's actually terrorism. What are you talking about? You're representing a religion that all the time is, has problems with political violence and terrorism, and somebody who is criticizing that religion is now a terrorist.
Yes, they are blaming critics to like doing promoting terrorism. It's the most stupid thing ever I heard. This guy have a video where he say openly, in an ideal Islamic society, Islamic country, there will be death penalty against apostates and blasphemers. And they will be killed, and I will watching or be very proud of that. This guy saying this and accusing.
And what is his problem with ISIS then?
And then they are like bu kalemun, the
Yeah.
changing yes
Yeah.
changing the colors.
What is it? Yeah,
Yes.
chameleon.
Chameleon, yes. Yes, someone have to do that, but I have no patience. Many of people don't have patience or time to even vest with these people. But I'm not agree that what Apostle Prophet do is.
He must be a very patient
Yeah,
guy.
he's a wonderful guy.
To
Wonderful
have,
guy.
yeah. I want to meet him one day.
Yeah, we have to have him on our podcast one day.
Yes.
Yeah, I
course.
had with ex-Muslims of Norway
course.
some
I saw
months
it.
ago.
Yes. I saw it. Yes.
Okay,
He's
and
good.
then now 1 hour and 40
Yeah.
minutes gone.
Yeah,
So we have to say goodbye to everyone.
Yes.
And
Thank you for this time.
yes, and have a nice
Yes.
day, everyone, and see you on next episode of Let's Talk About It. And goodbye,
Have
Jale.
a good Valentine.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.